Hello and welcome to a TalkIT tutorial. This is the first tutorial of the course and we're going to be doing getting started with Python. So Python is a scripting language first and foremost. So it's a little bit different to other languages, but this is one language where if you're thinking about starting programming, is a really good point to start on. Python is really quick and easy to write with. If you want to quickly write something, see if it works, Python is great for that. And it's also good for some more complex things, which we'll go on to a little bit later. So starting with the first tutorial, so it's getting started with Python. I'm going to go to the very bottom lab where we're going to go over two things, which is using an IDE and using the console. So writing a Python script interactively. So we're going to open a command window. This is a command prompt. So if you look at the screen here, I'm going to search. I'm just going to type in CMD, so command prompt. Just click that. I don't need to run it as administrator. And I'm just going to set the path quickly to the Python location. Now, this is obviously going to be different if you're on Unix or Mac OS X, but this is how it is for me. So I've got it in my C drive under Python 34 folder. So then to get it running, I'm just going to type Python, and that's just going to initialize the executable. And then we're going to just carry on with the tutorial. So name equals John Smith. So I'm just initializing a variable there, and we're going to do the same again with this one. So I'm initializing a variable. So name is a string, John Smith, and age is an integer of 21. And then you can print these out using the print function here and remembering the parentheses, which is slightly different from an older version of Python. And I'm going to just show you the differences between variables here. So what print does is it only allows you to print out a string, and what I'm going to do here is ask it to print a string and an integer, and it's going to throw up an error. Oh, it would do, but depends if I can spell name correctly. So can't convert integer object to str implicitly, which effectively means you've given me the wrong variable type and you need to explicitly, which means I need to tell it to use age as a string and not instead of an integer. So I'm going to copy this because otherwise it'll take me just a little bit to write out. Print. So now what I'm using here is format specifiers. So I'm using formatting of a string. Now %s stands for string and %d stands for a decimal integer. And then you can see after I've ended the string, so I've got the double quotes here, I then in parentheses I'm including a variable list here inside the print function. So I've got name first, which is the string here, and then I've got age, which is the decimal. And then if I click that, there you go. Obviously we're not getting any type errors now, and it will print out the string. For format specifiers, there's lots of them to be honest, and it's one of these things that probably is best to go look up and work out. And that is everything for the console. So what we're now going to do is move on to idle. So everyone who downloads this using Windows, it comes with idle, and generally it'll be on your start menu depending on which type of Windows you're using or in your programs. So what we're going to be doing is just getting user information. So we're just going to be asking the user, getting some input, and then doing a little bit of work on it. So I'm just going to bring up idle quickly. So this is our interpreter effectively here. So that's what we were just using. So name equals John Smith, like that. And then we can print the name here, like so. and that is effectively what we're using in the console. But what this allows you to now do is create a file. So I'm just opening up a file here, and I'm just going to get rid of that quickly. So what we want to do is ask the user to enter their name and age, calculate the user's age next birthday, and output these details. I'm just going to copy it because I think that would probably be the easiest thing to do, and I can run you through what's going on. So get the user's name and age. So what we're going to be doing is saying, okay, the variable name I want to be of input, so we're calling a function here, enter your name. That's what's going to be displayed on their screen. They're going to enter a value, and that's going to be stored in the variable name. Same for age, str, age string. Convert the age from a string to an integer. So input always takes in a string. So now we have to explicitly convert it to age, an integer. So then calculate the user's age next birthday. So what we do is just increment age by 1. So this is what the plus equal signs plus equal 1 is effectively saying age plus plus if you've used any other object orientated languages, or age equals age plus 1. And then we're going to output it using that string formatting that we've seen earlier. And then we're also going to output a formatted message. So this is using the triple quote icon here, and then we have %s here and %d to take in the variables. Okay. Now to run this, we need to first save it. So save. I've created a folder inside of my Python here where we can now save everything, and this one is going to be called user info like so, and you can just save that. So now we've saved it, we can now run it. So you go run, or you can just alternatively press F5, run module. Okay, so then here's our interpreter. Enter your name, Stephen, enter your age, there we go, and now it's ended. So effectively it'll run through sequentially, going from the top to the bottom until it's done everything that it's been asked to do. And it's just that simple. My advice would be to mess around a little bit with idle, get used to it. One other thing you could do is do some string concatenation using plus. So I'll quickly just give you some code to show you how to do that. Just opening up this. So we could ask the user to enter their city, their country, and then we can output their address, holding that in a string like so, and then concatenating using plus here, and also remembering to use the quote signs to indicate strings. And that's it. So that is everything that you should need to know just for this tutorial, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you for listening.